Welcome back to Grand Structures. This is the Louvre. It is not just a museum, it is a palace, a fortress, an 800-year-old symbol of power, art, and history. It is a city within a city, housing over 380,000 priceless objects. This structure has been a fortress for kings, a palace for emperors, and for the last 2 centuries, the world's most visited museum. If protected by 2,000 employees, hundreds of cameras, blast-proof glass, and security systems designed to make it the most secure art vault on Earth. It was considered impenetrable, until it wasn't. Because on that night, a team of audacious thieves didn't just break into the Louvre. They exposed a secret that had been hiding in plain sight for years. They proved that this 800-year-old fortress was nothing more than a house of cards. Today, we're not just looking at a building. We're investigating how it was defeated. This is the story of the 2025 Louvre robbery, the $102 million heist that revealed how 17th century architecture and 21st century negligence led to the art world's greatest failure. To understand the heist, you first have to understand the grand structure itself. The Louvre is a sprawling 50-acre complex. Its oldest parts, the foundations, were built in 1190 as a medieval fortress to protect Paris. This building's DNA is defense. But the thieves weren't interested in the 35,000 works on display. They weren't there for the Mona Lisa, which is famously protected by its own climate-controlled bulletproof chamber. They were after something just as priceless, but far less protected: the French crown jewels. And this is where the jewels were kept: the Galerie d'Apollon, or Apollo Gallery. It is one of the most important rooms in the entire museum. It was built by Louis XIV, the Sun King, before he built Versailles. It was the blueprint for the Hall of Mirrors. This room is, by itself, a national treasure. And inside, in glass cases, sat the glittering remains of the French monarchy: diamond tiaras, emerald necklaces, and priceless earrings. It was a treasure chest, hidden on the upper floor of the world's most famous palace. This room was the target. But how do you get to it? You can't go through the pyramid lobby with its guards and metal detectors. You can't go through the underground entrances. You would need an army. The thieves knew this, and they knew the building's greatest secret. Its greatest strength, its size, was also its greatest weakness. The plan was so simple, so analog, that it was brilliant. The thieves ignored the 21st century pyramid and all its high-tech security. They focused on the 17th century grand structure itself. The Apollo Gallery is on the upper floor, and its windows face the city. The thieves' plan? They weren't going to break in. They were going to go up. On October 19th, in the pre-dawn darkness, a truck-mounted ladder was positioned against the building's exterior. The thieves climbed the ladder, targeting a specific ornate window of the Apollo Gallery. They didn't have to defeat laser grids. They didn't have to bypass pressure plates. They had to defeat a 300-year-old window frame. And they did. In a matter of minutes, they were inside, in the most opulent room in Paris, surrounded by $100 million in jewels. They smashed the cases, took 8 priceless items, tiaras, necklaces, and earrings, and climbed back out the window. The entire operation was fast, precise, and shockingly simple. But how? How in 2025 can you park a truck ladder next to the Louvre, break a window, and steal the crown jewels without a single alarm? That is where the grand structure truly failed. The thieves weren't just thieves. They were engineers who had done their homework. This heist wasn't a success because of what the thieves did. It was a success because of what the Louvre didn't do. The thieves exploited a series of catastrophic security vulnerabilities. This wasn't a breach, it was an invitation. Failure number 1, the analog blind spot. For all its internal surveillance, the Louvre's exterior was a black hole. The thieves knew there were no external cameras watching that specific facade. They could park their truck and set up their ladder in almost total darkness, completely invisible to the main security room. Failure number 2, the careless gaze. The thieves knew exactly which window to hit. Why? Because a recent audit, which was ignored, had pointed out that a specific internal camera, one inside the Apollo Gallery, was inexplicably pointed away from this window, the one window they used as a door. Was it a coincidence, an error, or an inside job? The result was the same, a perfect entry point, invisible from the outside and invisible from the inside. Failure number 3, the antique system. This is the core failure of the grand structure. While the public sees the high-tech glass pyramid, parts of the Louvre's security system were relics. They were still using outdated analog components. Think of it like this. A modern digital system is a smart, connected web. It's instant. An analog system is a dumb, one-way street. It's slow, it's isolated, and it's vulnerable. The thieves knew the system was too old and too slow to react in time. But all of this, the blind spots, the bad cameras, the old tech, pales in comparison to the final, most shocking failure, the one that turned this from heist into a global embarrassment. The thieves didn't just exploit the blind spots. It's believed they had access to the entire surveillance system, not by high-tech hacking, not by bypassing firewalls. No, they just logged in. An internal audit of the Louvre security from 2014, more than a decade earlier, had warned of critical, shameful vulnerabilities. Among them, the simple, easy-to-guess password for the entire video surveillance system. That password, which apparently had not been changed in over 10 years, was Louvre. The thieves didn't have to bypass the system. They were invited in. When the sun rose on October 19th, the staff of the Louvre discovered the impossible. A broken window, smashed cases, and $102 million in national treasures gone. The 2014 audit was leaked to the press, and the world learned the truth. The failure wasn't the 800-year-old walls. It was the human arrogance of the 21st century. This is the ultimate lesson of a grand structure. A building is not just stone and steel. It's a system that must be maintained. The Louvre's security wasn't a fortress. It was a theater. It was designed to look impressive, to reassure the public. But behind the curtain, it was rotting. The thieves of 2025 didn't defeat a grand structure. They exposed a hollow one. They held up a mirror to one of the greatest cultural institutions and revealed a shocking, simple truth. You can have 800 years of history, you can have a palace built by kings, and you can have the most famous art on earth. But if your password is Louvre, your fortress is just a word. The jewels were never recovered. The thieves vanished. The only thing left behind was the empty glass and a $102 million lesson in security, hubris, and the catastrophic failure of a grand structure. What an unbelievable story. It proves that the human element is, and always will be, the most critical part of any structure. What grand structure, or its failure, should we investigate next? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, be sure to subscribe to Grand Structures. Thanks for watching.